Hey guys, today I'm going to be watching Uncle Dane for the first time. I know so many people have told me, dude, you got to watch Uncle Dane. He's one of the best content creators for TF2. So I'm super excited to watch this today. We're going to be starting out with the Engineer 101 series. I was told this is a great series to start watching first. And of course, as some of you may know, I'm still new to Team Fortress 2. I haven't played Engineer just yet, but last week I watched the Spy Psychology series by John Tale 2, and it really got me prepared to play Spy for the first time. So I'm hoping this series is just as awesome and helps me for the future when I get to play Engineer here soon. I really hope it's awesome because I've been told by so many people that Uncle Dane is one of the best people to watch, and I'm super excited for today's video. So we're going to be starting out with part 1 and 2 because it looks like they're a little bit on the shorter side than the rest of the series, and this should be awesome. And so thank you so much, everybody's been supporting the channel here, like and comment on these videos. I really appreciate it. If this happens to be your first time stopping by the channel, do not forget to hit that sub button. Please, thank you. And if you'd like to, you are more than welcome to come join me on Twitch. I'll be sure to put the link in the description down below if you want to come hang out with me over there. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Are going up.
Okay.
Well, I guess that'll do.
Okay, I like the music so far. Okay, this intro is cool.
Come on, fellas.
Hey everyone, Uncle Dane here with the first installment of Engineering 101, a series of videos where I will go over a specific aspect of the engineer, including my own personal tips for improving the way you play as the hillbilly construction worker. Keep in mind that this series of short, simple, and to-the-point videos are aimed at those of you who have already played a little bit of Engineer, but are more or less still new, and therefore unfamiliar with most of the basic things that you can do to assist your team both defensively.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, I haven't played Engineer just yet. Like, I literally hadn't even tried the class yet, so I really hope that this series helps me with the gameplay. When I do, and this first one, the part 1 we're going to be watching is called What Makes a Sentry Spot Good, so this should be awesome.
And offensively. In today's episode, I want to go over what seems to be the most obsessed about aspect of Engineer, mainly because it gives players the most satisfying feedback when done right, sentry placement. A new engineer's first question is almost always, what are the good sentry spots? Well, today we're going to answer that question with another question, what makes a sentry spot good?
Alright. Okay, yeah, loving it so far. Music's great, editing seems to be good. This is good. And this is an older video.
Situationally speaking, there are
I think it was said like 8 or 9 years ago. Like, this is a little bit on the older side.
so many factors that can go into what makes a sentry spot give you effective results, but for this video, I will go over a few of the basics of what I'd like to consider an area good for placing a sentry gun.
Okay.
I've organized my own simple sentry spot checklist that you can use to make sure that you're getting the most out of your gun, as well as avoiding placement that leaves you open to getting your nest easily destroyed. Number 1. Does your sentry actively hinder the enemy team from completing the objective? This is mostly applicable to level 3s on defense. Always make sure your sentry has generous sightlines to the point, to the payload cart, whatever objective the enemy team is trying to complete. It is essential that your sentry is constantly a giant roadblock that is always preventing them from easily...
Dude, I can't even get it to every time this has happened to me. You just cut a corner and it's over. Before you can even hardly look, you just hear the noise and it's over.
Moving forward. On defense, placing your gun in an aggressive spot can be an effective way to rack up some cheap kills, but if it's not watching the point, it is all too easy for a spy or a scout to get behind you and backcap when the point is clear. The entire point of a sentry gun is area denial, and if you are denying the wrong area, you are not using your gun to its full potential.
Okay.
Number 2. Does your sentry have sightlines to common entrances and choke points, aka create a large bubble? So when you're placing your sentry, you may notice that a large team-colored 3-dimensional bubble appears, showing you exactly where your sentry gun's auto-aim system stops targeting enemy
That's a big range, actually.
Keep a close eye on this bubble.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know the range of it, and this is much bigger than I thought.
When you're choosing your spot, you want to make sure that there is a lot of ground your enemy can't step into. Keeping your sentry gun tucked back in a corner renders half of the potential covered area useless. Try and place it in a way where the edge of the bubble extends over as many common entrances and choke points as you can. Using the right mouse button to rotate the front of the gun towards the most common area of traffic also helps a lot with consistent damage output. Number 3. Can enemies do damage to your sentry without it targeting them? If the answer to this question is yes, this may not be the ideal sentry spot. Sometimes this is unavoidable, but in cases like these, the Wrangler can always help in denying enemies the freedom to peek at your gun from afar, as well as tanking the extra damage it will be receiving. Forcing your enemy to risk taking a lot of damage in order to get sightlines on your nest is very troublesome for the enemy team and can almost make your area close to impenetrable. Well, those are the basics of good sentry placement. I hope this video can help you decide on where to put your next sentry gun.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more future episodes of Engineering 101.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, this one is called Metal Conservation and Spending.
Dispenser going up.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be the intro for the whole series. I love it. I love this little tune, this music here. And the last video was great. It was on the shorter side, but it was definitely informative. And like I said, I haven't played the class yet, so literally any tips is good for me right now.
Well, I guess that'll do.
Hey everybody, Uncle Dane here with another episode of Engineering 101.
Alright.
Today we're going to be doing some role-playing. Not only are we going to be playing as the character in TF2 who is an engineer.
And like I said, I think there's only 5 or 6 episodes of this. Like, it is a little bit on the shorter side for series. And let me know if there's any other series for Uncle Dane that is awesome and worth watching, you know, which I'm sure if it comes from Uncle Dane, it probably is, because so far this has been great. So just let me know if there's any other kind of series you want to see me watch from Uncle Dane here, because this was the only series I've seen in the comments. The other ones I think were just like, I think there was one that was called How to Fight Against Engineer as Other Classes, or something along those lines. But this was only series. So let me know if there's any other series or anything from Uncle Dane that is awesome to watch.
We're going to try and think like an engineer, and when it comes to the profession that is engineering, math is the language it's presented in. Math! Luckily, playing engineer in TF2 is not nearly as difficult as actual engineering, so of course the math involved is pretty basic, but nonetheless, it is still very important. The mindset we're going to be discussing in today's episode uses math for something that is never really talked about, but is something that can separate a good engineer from a great one. That mindset I'm talking about is metal conservation and spending.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, just the difference between the last video and this video, I can already tell those are like a little more edited into this. I love this so far, man. I really hope it's similar to the Spy Psychology series we just got done watching, where it was like, it got better every single video. It's just better and better editing, better, and like intros of music. Oh man, I really hope it's like that.
First off, let's go over all of the different ways to get metal in TF2. Scavenging for metal is something you'll always have to keep in the back of your mind while you're managing your building, so it's good to know where you get your metal from on the battlefield and how much metal each source provides. Let's start with the basic map-generated metal sources, ammo packs. There are 3 different types of ammo packs that can be scattered strategically around a map: small, medium, and full. Respectively, these packs will grant you 40, 100, and maximum metal, which is 200. The other common place to find metal is from
ammo packs.
Most ammo you find on the ground, either from dead enemies or allies, grant you the same amount as a medium ammo pack or 100 metal. The only exception to this rule is when you pick up the ammo of the engineer, these packs grant you the same amount of metal that the engineer
I don't know why it's so funny, but it is.
Had on him when he died. The last and most reliable source of metal is from dispensers and payload cards.
Okay.
A level 1 dispenser grants 40 metal per second, a level 2 grants 50 metal per second, and a level 3 will give you 60 metal per second. A payload cart will grant you ammo at the same rate a level 1 dispenser would, however, you must be standing behind or on top of the cart in order to receive it. So now that you know where to get metal from and how much metal each source can provide you, let's talk about the best way to use each of these sources to their full potential, aka how to use each source without waste. The goal of every engineer when it comes to his buildings should be clear: get the buildings to level 3 and fully repaired in the shortest amount of time possible. There are very few instances where upgrading your buildings to the maximum level is not more beneficial than keeping them unupgraded. So
although there's a few other situations where not upgrading can be beneficial, but that's a whole other topic. Okay,
the methods you can use to speed up the process revolve around spending your metal in the right places and making sure that you're not wasting your metal. So how can you avoid wasting metal? Well, the best way to avoid it is to try your best to live by this rule. While you still have buildings to upgrade, never pick up an ammo pack that is greater than the amount of metal you currently have. This means that, for instance, if you have greater than 100 metal on you, don't pick up a medium ammo pack until you have less than 100 metal on you. This maximizes the potential metal you spend from resources and eliminates waste. Here's a pretty common situation, for example. Say you have a...
I'm not gonna lie, I would not have even thought about that. Something like that wouldn't even have crossed my mind.
Level 1 sentry, and you have 70 metal on you. Before picking up an ammo pack, be aware, is the amount of metal you will be receiving less than the amount of metal you already have on you? If this is true, you won't be wasting any potential metal by picking up the pack. In this case, a medium or small ammo pack will do, but with a full pack, you'd be better off getting your metal reserve closer to 0 before picking it up. Keeping this mindset while picking up ammo packs or scavenging for ammo on the battlefield can speed up the upgrading process greatly. This also comes into play when playing with other friendly engineers. The metal you waste while picking up an ammo pack is metal your fellow engies could have used for their own buildings. Another helpful thing, timing your ammo pickups with building placements during setup time. It can be an important habit to learn. To demonstrate a good order in which to place buildings in conjunction with available ammo packs, let's use the first stage of Dust Bowl's first point as an example. Right off the bat, placing a teleporter entrance is essential. Never underestimate the power of a teleporter. You should always be doing this at the start of a round. After placing it, you can return to the supply cabinet to get your metal back up to full and walk towards the build site. For this first point, I like to start by placing the sentry first, since it self-constructs on its own the fastest of the 3 buildings, and after that I immediately pick up the small ammo pack, which brings me from 70 metal to 100 metal. This is enough to place a dispenser, which will then bring me back down to 10 metal. 10 is close enough to 0 metal to justify picking up a full ammo pack, so I can then go grab that and place the teleporter exit. The after 10 metal lost is not a factor in setup time, since it's impossible for the buildings to be taken.
I'm glad he's doing all this math and stuff, because I would not have thought about this whatsoever, dude.
damage right now anyway. After the exit is placed, the sentry is now finished constructing on its own, so I can use the remaining 75 I have on the upgrading process. So you'll notice that almost instantly after the small ammo pack respawns, I'll pick it up and use it on the sentry, bringing the upgrade process to 110 out of 200. Again, the extra 10 metal is not exactly a factor in this situation, but since I'm there, I might as well. So now that I'm at 0 metal, I can reasonably pick up the full ammo pack and use that to continue the upgrade on the sentry. After I've spent all of that, the small ammo pack is respawned, and also the dispenser is finished constructing. So at this point, the combined metal from the pack and the dispenser should be enough to complete the upgrade process of the sentry to level 3 before the gates even open. And we have a full ammo pack respawning just in time, so we can start getting that dispenser upgraded while waiting for the upcoming demo spam that is Dust Bowl. You may have noticed that I neglected upgrading the teleporter. I usually do this with the hope that some kind soul will have gone engineer at the start of the round with the only purpose of upgrading the entrance to level 3 while it builds on its own on the other side. This is, of course, wishful thinking, but it saves me time and metal to invest everything in my other buildings just in case that happens. And now it's time for a relevant teamwork tip.
You seeing this?
If you're not playing as a medic or another dedicated engineer, support your...
Oh, dude, I love this. I love, like, this cartoony style. This is awesome, dude.
Local engies and upgrade the teleporters at spawn. It takes 30 seconds to upgrade one to level...
Look at...
3, which is half the standard setup time, and it will help your team immensely. The 400 metal I'm spending on a teleporter at the front lines, only using the time drops of ammo packs, could be better spent on a dispenser that can literally save your life.
It's beautiful.
So be a bro. Upgrade your Engie's teleporters today. Sorry about the dumb accent. Well, that's all I have for you guys today on the topic of the basics of metal conservation and spending. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment below. I can literally talk about this stuff all day, so I'd be happy to answer any good questions on the subject in the comment section of the video. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Engineering 101. Expect another one hopefully soon. And don't forget to send this video to any of your friends who are aspiring engineers. And as always, I will see you nieces and nephews next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's awesome. Dude, awesome intro and awesome outro for Uncle Dane here. Dude, that was awesome. So that was part 1 and 2. The first one was what makes a sentry spot good. The second one, metal conservation and spending. This was just awesome, man. Like I said, I haven't played Engineer just yet, so any tips is helpful, and these were definitely helpful because this is stuff I would not have been thinking about, and definitely not thinking about the first time I loaded up Engineer. There's no way. So this was great, man. Of course, as usual, I'll put the original video links down below if you want to go check them out for yourself. If you haven't, please do, because I've been told so much that Uncle Dane is a great content creator, and I totally understand because these are awesome, man. And it just kind of looks like just a difference between the second and first video. They're going to get better and better as I go on. I really hope so. So if you enjoyed this reaction, do not forget to hit that like button. It really, really helps out the channel here. If there's anything else you want to see me react to, just let me know in the comments down below. If there's anything from Uncle Dane you want to see me react to, any other series, from anybody, any kind of TF2 related stuff or non-TF2 related, just anything you want to see me watch here on the channel, just let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I got for you, man. I will see you in the next video. And do not forget, it's Orc Army for life.